Welcome to Cricbuzz Live. RCB started out by taking 2 wickets in the first 2 deliveries and then came in Rohit Sharma. What a great innings. 213 for Mumbai. They must be really happy. Before we really talk about the game and how they fared, the first question to both of y'all. Was Hardik Pandya out or not out?
Well, I think apart from those first 2 deliveries which Umesh Yadav bowled, after that nothing really has gone RCB's way, and DRS also was one of those things, at that stage. I think because the soft signal was out, umpire gave it out. So after that, and when you look at it, looked out. I mean, I'm talking as a bowler, and I'm going to favour the bowler here for sure.
Only 300 test wickets.
That's it. So that's a lot of experience.
But I feel for Wokes. I think, like, it was. He's making that comeback. He's got, that peach of a delivery there. Edged it also. Certainly. Sometimes when you nick it that faint, even the batsmen don't realize it. Sometimes it happened, but there was certainly a noise. And Hardik Pandya went up straight away because he was convinced he's not edged it.
Yeah.
But sometimes that faint edge, I think, you got to feel for the bowler. Yeah.
And then he comes back with 2 sixes right at the back of that.
I have a very simple point to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Either you have edged the ball or you have not edged the ball. If you have edged the ball, there will be a nick, there will be a this thing on the graph.
Yeah.
If you have not edged, there will not be. There is no question of slight edge, slightly small, come edge hone se nahi karenge. It's not like that, no. If I have edged the ball, I'm out. It's a binary thing. It's 1 or 0, right? If I have edged the ball, I'm out. If I'm not edged, I'm not out. Okay. If there is sound, difference in sound means some sound has happened when it's crossing the ball.
Something that's happened.
But it was not conclusive enough. So, that's the grey area of DRS which we keep talking about. So, the benefit of doubt has to go to the batsman, and in this case has gone in favour of Hardik Pandya, wherein when you look at it, it looks like there was an edge.
Yeah,
there was a tinkering,
but
it was not conclusive enough. So
my point
it's
is
that
very simple.
Slight grey area there.
If the umpire has first called it as an out, then you have a situation where there is conclusive evidence that something has happened when the ball has crossed the bat. Then how can a decision be overturned? I mean, I fail to understand it. I feel for
it's an evolving system.
The
maybe the umpire's call could have come into picture, but if you look at it, that's just one part of the game which has not gone RCB's way. They had their chances. I felt that after taking those first 2 wickets in first 2 deliveries, I felt that the intent of the bowlers after that was somehow not being there. If I have to be really critical of RCB, just in terms of field placement, you look at it when you have 2 wickets down with nothing on board.
You'd imagine
you got to hold the slip for the longest time. You got to create that kind of situation, because what happened after that? After that, they had the best partnership of the match. 108 runs between Evin Lewis and Rohit Sharma. That changed the game. So you had to create that kind of intent. I'm not talking about the result here. Result could have been the same. Result could have been the same 100-run partnership going forward, but you can't have third man up at that stage. Right. You got to have control on the game. Even if they score runs at that stage, it's fine. You got to have the intent. And at that stage, I felt that was lacking. The second thing which I felt was Virat certainly miscalculated.
There was a miscalculation that happened,
the number of overs,
right?
because you got to have your main bowler bowling 4 overs in this kind of scenario when the pressure is on the bowlers. The wicket is hard to bowl because it's a beautiful track. I mean, make no mistake, I won't be surprised if Virat and AB plays a blinder, Quinton de Kock plays a blinder, because it's a beautiful wicket to bat on. As a bowler, you still have a chance. There will be something for the bowlers with the new ball. So it'll be interesting to see how MI starts the innings. I would like to see their main bowlers bowling. I'd like to see Jasprit Bumrah taking the first over. I'd like to see they attacking with their main bowlers and creating that chances.
I think that's exactly what he said, that he miscalculated. Chris Wokes not getting in his 4th over is obviously a tragedy. Yeah. Because what happened at the result is they had to bring Anderson back, and Anderson is really, he's not in the IPL, called in as a replacement for Nathan Coulter-Nine, not in the scheme of things, had a good day so far, but he's not the bowler. You would want to have Wokes bowling to
and these are the sort of situations, when from outside also you need support, You see
the support staff was on.
Yeah, so I mean,
the boundary lines, they kept talking about that.
You got to have, and someone on the field as well. The point is, like, from you have Virat who's trying to control the game, and then you have 10 others also on the field, and then you have about 8-10 people sitting in the dugout. You have the analysts, you have everyone there. Someone needed to just take a note of Siraj's bowling, the 18th over. So that means Chris Vokes will have to, Chris had to bowl
one more.
But I think also, is that because they were thrown a little off guard by what Rohit and Evin Lewis did? They had a great partnership in the middle there. So I think you can't really hold them responsible for it, no? Just take a look at those numbers.
No, it's a great partnership. I think the big thing about it is how smartly they did it, because Evin Lewis took all the chances. If you see Rohit, for the first part of the innings, his strike rate was about 110, 115. He was just, getting the occasional boundary, playing completely safe. All the chances were taken on the other side by Evin Lewis, and that's how you do good run chases. Where they say, okay, Rohit's going to bat deep. Okay, let Lewis take the chances. Now, if he gets out, Kunal comes in, he'll take the chances. Let the other guys take the chances. Rohit will start taking a chance in the 17th, 18th over where you're blasting from both sides.
And he did that.
Exactly. So they played their game plan to a T. And what's the great thing is they did not allow early wickets to upset their game plan. They still say that in the first 6, till I've lost 3 or more wickets, I should still keep attacking. And they did it.
Do you think the comeback monster has made a comeback into the Mumbai Indians camp?
See, I have a different theory. My theory is that if you look at India, Mumbai of all the IPL teams is the last to wake up, literally, because the sun rises latest in Mumbai. So by the time, Kolkata has won 2 matches, everyone's managed, Mumbai is now waken up. Acha, 7:30 baj gaya. The sun has just come out now.
Right.
So Mumbai is always the last to wake up.
These analogies keep getting better. RCB have a big task at hand. Let's just take a look at their side and let's see who's got to go and do what when they go out to bat there. We were talking about Washington Sundar opening the batting. You think that might happen today, or you think this is going to be the lineup?
Well, Virat might open the innings today. Looks like Virat is going to open the innings with Quinton de Kock. He has done it in the past. AB will probably bat at number 3. Kohli will be looking to play a role of finisher. You have Mandeep Singh who is in good form. Sarfaraz, I think they'll look to use him at the back end of the innings when preferably in the last 3 overs, because they tried him using him at number 5, has not really worked. So him coming back in the side, the thought process is basically to use him at the back end of the innings. All in all, this side is capable of chasing down any sort of total. The wicket is looking beautiful. Mumbai will have to put in, they cannot relax. They cannot relax at this stage, because look at the last 3 games. They have been halfway through the innings in winning situation, winning position, but they've not been able to close the game. So here they've given themselves the best chance of closing this one.
Hopefully they won't take it
down
to the 90s.
They have to keep they have to keep their head down and just focus on getting the ball in the right areas, because it is a pressure game. This is going to be going down till the last over, and especially the top 4 of RCB, is going to matter most. Virat is going to matter most, and AB de Villiers is going to matter most.
Joy, Rohit Sharma's performance there, what does it do to a side when the captain goes out and get numbers in such an important game?
I think it's a big one, and not just getting numbers. One is getting numbers when you're 0 for 2. That's a very different situation. 0 for 2 and 2 balls. This great story was Sunil Gavaskar in '83. He was playing and playing against the West Indies, and one time in his life Sunil Gavaskar didn't open. So he goes down, and first thing happens, the first 2 guys get out for 0. When he walks in, Viv Richards says, "It doesn't matter where you bat, man. The score is 0 when you walk in." Of course, he went and got a double 100.
Oh wow!
But that's the kind of thing. I think Rohit is exactly that kind of guy. When he's there, and I think he's performed. Think you're 0 for 3 down, and then you're 0-3 down in terms of number of matches, and then you're 0 for 2. From there,
it's too many zeros that follow before.
When the going gets tough, tougher gets going. I think, and he's been used to that. He's won 3 championships, and he's been captaining the side. So he's been dealing with that kind of pressure. He knows when he walks into bat, there is certain level of expectations from him. And today was the ideal scenario. I think it was the right kind of a platform for him to bring in all his energies, because they had nothing on board and 2 wickets down. So he knew that today is the day. He has to deliver.
You spoke about the right kind of platform. I'm very curious to know what sort of platform does this boy need. Yuzvendra Chahal is not having the Yuzvendra Chahal kind of season. These are his numbers. What is the story? What do you think is going on, Joyda?
I think two things. I think today definitely this, and Zaheer will agree, this is not the pitch for a spinner to bowl.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're a spinner and batsmen are already set, remember you're not sneaking at one in the, say if Yajuvendra had got a couple in the early, in the first in the power play or something, got it in when the batsmen are still not set, he might have this thing. This kind of pitch, it's like a road roller has gone over the pitch.
You know, this is the story of one game, but who'd imagine that Yuzvendra Chahal wouldn't bowl all 4 overs in a game? He's not done that right through the tournament.
Yeah, that's surprising, but it's still a long way in the tournament, and he's too good a bowler to be taking this lightly, or you know he'll
come back. He's a champion that way.
This is going to hurt him for sure. Like
Yeah.
you know,
One
this
thing
is
happens
certainly going to
sometimes, you
hurt
know,
him, and,
captains just don't get into that. I mean, it's happened to us. I mean, Jacques Kallis in 1 year, entire year, bowled about 8, 10, 15 overs, which is, I mean, for a bowler of his class, it shouldn't happen. Sometimes you're just so busy in the day-to-day calculations that you can't look at the big picture. And yes, he's right. Yuzvendra Chahal is a good bowler. In fact, I'm more worried for Washington Sundar because Chahal has performed over 2-3 years, and one of the things that happens in the IPL is there's this. It's a what I call the sophomore curse. Year 1 when you come in, see a Paul ball 30 and all. You know, the year you do big, you know, you also have a chance because nobody else focuses on you. Suddenly you come from nowhere. Now Washington Sundar, when he comes in this year, people have looked at his bowling action, they've seen him, they've made plans for him.
Yeah.
It's a very different ball game. It's a very different ball game, and getting the same amount of wickets or getting the same amount of runs is that much more difficult. The year 2 is always more difficult.
In fact, even the questions on joy factor keep getting more and more difficult. The initial ones were easy, but this one that we asked you today seems a little difficult. We haven't got the right answer yet. Please take us through this.
Okay, I'm saying
I know we're very happy that no one's getting the answer right.
I'm very happy for once.
Let's make lives easier though.
I just want to make life difficult for you for one more time. Tomorrow it'll be easy, I promise. But I'm saying Kieran Pollard and David Miller are only 2 of only 3 players of a particular set of international cricketers from test playing nations who have a particular record. The third is also playing in the IPL. I gave a hint, he's playing today. I'll give a further hint, he's an Indian. The third player on this list is a Indian who's playing today, a very famous Indian. And what is this list of, let me put it, centurions in a way? The hint is, what is this list of centurions?
That's your clue. So use that hashtag Cricbuzz Live and send us your answers before we go back and watch this chase. Prediction. Do you think RCB is going to get it?
well, I'm gonna still stick to
No
my
changes?
prediction. Yeah.
Oh, that's the chair that changes. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Not this seat. That seat.
Hold on. How many times have you seen that happen with me? Right now I've been sticking to this thing. And I said 200 plus Mumbai, didn't I?
Yeah, you've done pretty well. All right.
I said 190 plus.
190 plus. Great. So we have two
we're both
Mumbai Indian
right.
supporters. Both all are right.
It's
Let
going
us
to be
know whom
interesting.
you're supporting. Let's go and watch this chase. It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
Is that right?
There's no
Fireworks.
doubt about it.
All right. So we'll
wicket
see
is
you
a
after the
belter.
chase. And we'll catch you with all the updates. Thank you for joining us on Cricbuzz Live.